news. Today we have a great topic ahead of us on the Roadmap Show. With me to discuss the topic, I have two guests ambao nitakuwa na introduce in a short while. Kumbuka kutuma maswali yako, maoni ama hoja mbalimbali kupitia mtandao wetu wa Facebook na pia mtandao wetu wa YouTube. Kupitia kwenye comment section tutakuwa tunasoma maswali yako na kuelekeza kwa wageni mbalimbali ambao utakuwa umewaulizia. Na kwanza wacha tuanze na introduction tuweze kufahamu wageni wetu kabla hatujaendelea. Maybe starting on my right.
Thank you sana Bwana Robdawa, and thank you for bringing us here. Asante kwa mwaliko wako. I'm James Kamau Irungu, raised and born in Mcharage. Nimesoma hapo na Manda Primary. After that I joined Maliki Boys. We started Maliki Boys. Kalemewa na mambo ya fee kidogo. I dropped nikarudi St. Peter's Mcharage. We were the founders of St. Peter's Mcharage, where I scored a good grade. I joined Laikipia University and pursued a degree in education. Thank you.
Thanks so much. On my left I have another gentleman. Atakuwa anatueleza yeye ni nani na karibu.
Asante sana Bwana Robdawa. Kwanza ningependa kushukuru kwa mwaliko huu. These are going to be an eye opener to the community at large. Kama watu wasifend, we need to be having more of these activities. So jina langu ni Sylvester Jackson Wafula. Nimezaliwa hapa Sikhendu kule Weonia location. My area is called Sikhendu Sango village. Nimesoma pale Kikwamet Primary School for 8 years. Did my KCPE exam, that was in 2010. Nikafanya vizuri na nikajiunga na shule ya upili ya St. Teresa Sikhendu, ambapo nilifanya mtihani wangu wa kitaifa mwaka wa 2014. Nikafaulu pia kufanya vyema, nikajiunga na chuo kikuu cha uhandisi Technical University of Kenya. I did a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. That is me.
Thanks so much, gentlemen. Karibuni waambie ladies and gentlemen. Kumbe you are gentlemen. Thanks so much for the point of introduction.
Yeah.
Feel welcome hata wewe mtazamaji ambao unatufuatilia kupitia mtandao wa YouTube na pia mtandao wa Facebook. Usisite kutuma swali lako kadri muda ambavyo utakuwa unasonga. So our topic of the day is the youth agenda. So briefly to labda Mr. James Irungu uweze kutufahamisha ama kutudefinia who is a youth before we delve deeper.
Thank you. So a youth, according to the Kenyan Constitution, a youth is anyone of any gender aged between 18 and 35 years of age. Yeah, that is a youth. Thank you.
Thanks so much. On my left, Mr. Jackson, maybe you have something to add on the definition of a youth according to your understanding.
Yes. A youth is any person below 35 years. That is a youth. And we have categories of youth. We have junior youth and senior youth. So if senior youth never laid a good foundation, then automatically the junior youth will have no ground to bargain. So we are here to shed light so that we as the youth we know our position and how we can help transform the community.
Maybe talking about junior youth and senior youth, what differentiates the two?
Basically it's all about age. When you are 27 or 30 years to 35, you are a senior youth. Maybe you are married, you have completed your studies, you have done maybe some one or two things. Junior youth, basically they are in high school, they are still doing those basic education, maybe lower university levels. Those are junior youth. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mr. Jackson. Turning on my right to my friend James Irungu. Maybe briefly before maybe we call Diba and Diba. I'm just saying before we call Diba because I know we are going Diba. I would like you maybe to tell us about the roles of youth in the community and in the society at large.
Thank you, Bwana Robdawa. The youths have numerous roles. One of them being they are the majority. The youths, the people aged between 18 and 35, they are the majority in the society. And now when it comes to choosing of leader, they are the people who participate in the choosing of leaders. Generally, like in our ward, if youths rally behind someone, automatically that someone wins whatever seat they are vying. Another role is the sensitization of the youths and the community at large. There is the sensitization that there is a need of youths coming up in power, and we need to shape that by also ensuring that our youths are registered as voters and they have identity cards. Yeah, so we play a lot of roles. For example, if you're in a field, for example, you are in agriculture, you can participate in enlightening the community on matters to do with agriculture, which is also very vital in ensuring there is food security. For example, for my case, I vied for this position in the ward committee to do with the bursary, and playing a vital role in ensuring that my younger brothers are also getting educated and knowing the terrain better, knowing the ground better. I'm able to identify those students who are needy in my village. And then another thing is that we have been trusted. For example, me, I was elected by people, both old and young. So that means also our parents are also wishing that they can see young faces or new blood into the system. And that's why we are here to enlighten or to share with the youth that this is our time. And our time is now. If you have ever been told that you are the leader of tomorrow, to the Mswahili anasema jana, kesho ya jana ni leo. Sasa leo ndio siku yetu, and we need just to take up our roles as youths, stand up strong and fight for what is right. Thank you.
Thanks so much, because umeweza kunieleza the roles of the youths in the society, more up, giving up examples. Sasa turning to my left,
Yes.
Mr. Jackson.
Yes.
Is there anything you can add on the roles of the youth? Because I'm just hearing that election, what about you?
The roles of youth, generally we talk about economic in terms of economic roles, we have political roles. You know, as a youth, you don't just need to be like you are just sitting there, you are waiting to be spoon-fed. We have to show, we come up and show up. Whenever there is an issue, let us also we address the issues in the community. Let us be like we are the eye openers when it comes to addressing issues, because we have been educated by our parents. Why are we educated? We get light. We are not educated to get jobs or do what. We have been empowered by knowledge so that we come back and change the face of the community. It's us, the youth, who will change the face of this second world, for instance, specifically where we come from. Because when we say we are going to work in Nairobi, so the resources that we get there should be used to change the face. So our role is to change the face of the community. That is the key role. This is the community benefiting from? The youth. Me as Sylvester Jackson Wafula, what have I done from where I come from, that when I stand out, I'll be told like, this is how it is because of Sylvester. That's how the youth should be placed in this particular society.
Thanks so much. Hata kwa wewe ambao unatutazama, is that the role of the youth? Utakuwa unauliza swali baadaye. But for now, let's go somehow deeper. You know, before I became here, I was a preacher. That's why every time I say let's go deeper. Okay, Mr. Irungu.
Yes.
Just coming back to what you said about the role of the youths in election and some other duties in the society.
Yeah.
Maybe majorly you talked about being elected to the bursary committee at the ward level. Maybe you brief us on the role of the youth in education, because I know matters dealing with the bursary, the maswala ya elimu. So maybe briefly you can tell us about the role of the youths in education.
So my roles there are very simple to identify. In fact, I don't work just by myself. We are in a committee and we are guided by by what we call the Education Act 2014. which guides on how to award these bursaries. So it does not just just happen by chance. And our main interest is on the needy cases. That is what we are doing to ensure that also that child from a very humble background can also access education. The basic education being the secondary level. We also have the university students also benefiting from the same. And then we also working along governance agendas on scholarship, whereby he's paying for these 250 students and above marks across the world. All of them are on scholarship, and we really applaud that for him. Another role is, as you have said, for example, you have raised some people that I know through talent search. You have raised Brian Makesi, who is the ward manager Sikendo, a very youthful man. You've also raised Kevin Inzai, who is the driver to the MCA, a very youthful man who was identified through talent. So you can see also you as a Robdawa, you're playing a vital role in this community, in shaping the future. So my role basically is to ensure that those checks or those bursaries are awarded in a fair and transparent manner. Thank you.
My friend Sylvester, are you yawning up? What's up? You want to answer?
No, I want to, like, my brother, the question has been like the role of youth in education, but you majorly described your role like in the bursary committee.
Yeah, he's also a youth.
And you are a youth, so I don't know, how is it a role, like you are telling us you are elected to represent the youth in the bursary? That was not like the question. You are supposed to tell us the role of youth in education. Like, for example, I'm a youth, I'm educated, for example, educated youth. So my simple role is like to encourage other youth to enroll, to get knowledge. It's important to get knowledge, to get skills. These skills are going to help you get an income, earn a living. Those are some of the roles that education will empower you. You know, they say knowledge is power. So ukisoma utakuwa umepata hiyo kipawa cha kufanya kitu. Kama mimi umesomea masomo ya kiufundi, utatengeneza gari, through that utapata kamka kitu. But now you are telling us about the role of your role in bursary committee.
In education.
I think you are missing a point.
But that is my point. That is my role in education.
You are an elected member of that committee. But the question was not you as being elected in that committee. The question was the role of youth in education general. Yani ilikuwa utuelezee wewe kama kijana una nafasi gani kwa masomo?
Basically what I can say, role of a youth in education, if you have reached a certain level, at least you should motivate others.
Yes. That is.
At least you should give people hope that there is employment.
Yes.
You see, that is what being enlightened has to come with. I'm sorry I taken the question wrong. But that is what we should do. Motivate others to get to where you are. You push others if you can to get also to where you are or surpass you. That is what we are in for.
Thank you. I think you've got
Thanks so much for the clarification. Now back to my friend Jackson.
Yes.
We have talked about the role of the youths in the society and particularly in education. Now, my question is this: are the youths taking up their role in education?
Thank you. I think some are taking, some are not, because education also has its frustrations. For example, unapata msee amesoma, then when you look kimwangalia kwa society, maybe ako desperate, hajapata kazi nini. So hizo vitu zingine ukipata the young community or the young generation wakiangalia huyu mtu ako frustrated, so education masomo inasaidia kweli, so that becomes a challenge. So sisi kama wenye tumepata nafasi, Mungu ametujalia tumepata hiyo masomo, yafaa tujitume, tusikae tu nyumbani, tujitume hata kama utapata kazi, let us apply for jobs, at the same time tutumie akili yenye tumepata kufanya kitu kule nyumbani. Kwa huko nyumbani unaweza anza project, poultry, dairy, ukulima, hizo vitu zote Hizo vitu tukifanya with as much as we are doing that, huku nje pia tunatafuta kazi. So hiyo itakuwa as a motivation. Kama unaona kitu pia mtu anaweza kutana na yeye akwambie Sylvester bana ningulehe chai, unakuwa kwa nafasi ya 20 bob unaweza afford. But sasa mtu akipata anaona umesoma, you are just sitting there, naona rafiki yako maybe anafanya kazi ya hii mambo ya uchukuzi boda boda, anakuangalia unaenda hapo pia unaanza kulia mashida. No, hiyo haitakuwa mzuri. Ukienda pale be as a motivating factor kwa hao majamaa. Pia ukikuona as much as unajificha hapo Kinjaro unatafuta hiyo mkondo, lakini ina maana that you get respected.
But I've seen even graduates riding motorbikes. What can you say about that?
That is good. That's why I've said we should not underrate anything. Yeah. Umefunzwa, umepata knowledge. Si hata sasa ukikaa hapo hivyo huwezi fanya kitu. Yeah. Endesha, chukua hiyo pikipiki. Hata mimi pia niko kwa hiyo sector. Kuongea stage pale Weonia. Hapo hiyo ndio stage yangu. Wale vijana tunafanya nao kazi. Ikikuwa pale nyumbani tunaendesha bodaboda. Si ati ni mbaya, but we are doing that because we are also motivating them. Ukikaa hapo waone, hii kazi kumbe ni mzuri. Si ati sasa mimi niko hapa kwa sababu sijasoma, hapana. Hii kazi mtu yote anaweza fanya. Na hiyo pia inafaa tuwaambie, we motivate them in a manner that as much as we are doing that, let us now as educated, sisi tumepata knowledge, to fight, to struggle, tupate kitu kubwa, tuwalete, because vijana wetu hawezi endesha pikipiki 40 years, 30 years. Unapata wengine tunakuwa na changamoto, hata uzazi inakuwa challenge. So we need to come up with solutions kama sisi, the educated community.
Thanks so much. You are bringing in another discussion. Yesterday while I was going across the social media, I came across a sort of a meme, but it was not a meme. Someone posted a photo of a young man in his early 30s. The man alikuwa amesimama kando ya miti hivi, amevaa gown. Alafu hapa chini wametupa certificate zake, degree, manini, diploma, computer certificate and so forth and so forth. Exactly. And they are saying this man was like amejaribu kutafuta employment for long, hajapata. So what does it translate? Kwa yule mtu ambaye tunaambia aende shule, aende asome, and this is someone who is pursuing a PhD. He's parading all the papers he has gone through all this time. What's the message? Is this young man sending the right message, or what's the message? Maybe starting from my right.
You know, one thing with education opens your mind. Na kwa Kiswahili wanasema usitumie akili ya shule kusurvive huku nje. So what education basically does, it shows you opportunities. For example, if you have gone to a campus or a college, there are very many opportunities, and so many people become entrepreneurs at college level, start selling eggs, they have barber shops, they are running cybers and so on. And people have even specialized in that, more than even what they went pursuing, which has also created employment, because employment is an issue in Kenya. Yes, but now we need to find other ways of handling it, or getting along with it, because life must move on, whether with papers or without papers. Yeah.
Thanks so much. Maybe turning to you, Mr. Jackson.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Hiyo post that I think maybe nilikama across hiyo post kwa mtandao, and I think that is not good. That's not the way to go. We should not be crying. In fact, he was a man. As men, we are not supposed to cry. Sisi hatufai kulialia kama wanaume. That is one thing. And then when you are pursuing education, you need to have a purpose. You have to have a purpose. I'm pursuing a degree in procurement. I'm doing land economics. So, in case nisipate kazi na hii land economics, should I be going on social media and post so that I can get sympathy also? Hey, we should not do that. Let us have targets. Unajua, I'm doing this, but let us have an alternative pia. Kwamba unaweza kosa kazi. Kama mimi I have not gotten employment yet, but at least najaribu kusurvive kwa community. I'm doing this vitu vidogo so that I can at least nipate kitu. Nisiende online kukua post frustrations. Unapata hao vijana pia wanakuwa masomo haisaidii hapana. Number 2, pursuing masters and everything, that is a dream. Kila mtu anataka haya. Aspire mimi maybe soon nitakuwa na enroll. But now una-enroll masters, maybe una hiyo hata apply kazi, wewe umefocus tu kusoma. Then unapata when you go in an interview, they tell you you overqualify. You see? So we are applying for jobs also. Let us know the kind of job we are applying, what are the requirements. They are saying they want a degree or they want a certificate or a diploma. You are going there plus a PhD. Automatically, employer anaangalia huyu mtu wa degree nikimemploy ataniitisha maybe 70,000. Na huyu wa certificate tu nizaandika watu watatu wa certificate. They are going to do the job in fact better than huyu wa degree. So let us also be like ukisoma unajua nimesoma degree in maybe business. Halafu what is the requirement in the job? Hiyo job opportunity iko aje? So career guidance pia inafaa ikuje in schools. We need to get career guidance so that at least we know we make the right decisions when it comes to choosing of courses.
Thanks so much. You are bringing us to another topic of the day, or a subtopic of the day.
Yes.
Talking about career and employment. Of the recent past, we have had issues with the doctors going on a strike, the clinic officers going on the strike, and many others. Even teachers used to call strike. So my question is this. Of late there is a trend that is going around the country.
Yes.
You find that many people graduate out of schools, out of campuses, out of colleges and wherever.
Yes.
After graduating, someone graduates with maybe, for example, I graduate with a certificate in catering.
Yes.
For example.
Yes.
But I end up doing business. I graduate with a diploma in electronics, but I end up pursuing agriculture. What's not happening? Were you not advised on the career? Or what is this that making this trend to go beyond the expectation? Like the olden days when someone just went to pursue, let's say, a P1 certificate in education, automatically will come out at it. What changed?
Okay, thank you for the question. I think we have a dynamic country. In fact, vitu zinaenda zikibadilika. Population is growing. Kila kitu inaenda ikibadilika. You know, in Kenya we are still developing, a developing country. We are not a first class country. You know, in the US, when you kama umefanya degree in maybe tuseme education ama wewe ni engineer, automatically when you do a business related work, wewe you go unemployed. But in Kenya, bora uko umeandikwa pahali unapata kazi, we say you are employed. I think the issue of population in effect. Another one is the issue of corruption. Corruption, the system is rigged. That's why we need to come up as a youth and address these issues. You know, the government is calling me to pursue a degree in land economics. Nimesoma land economics. We are graduating thousands. Why can't they create opportunities huku nje? So the system is rigged. That's why unapata vijana tuko na hiyo frustration, tunatafuta umefanya degree yako in electrical engineering, unakuja kufanya biashara because you are looking for an alternative to survive, just to upate income. Then unajua when you are doing that you are killing the dream yenye ulikuwa nayo. You aspired to be an engineer. You are ending up not getting a job in engineering related field. Ama wewe ulikuwa unataka ukue mwalimu. The system is rigged. Unapata wengine sijui barua zinapeanwa wapi hujapata hiyo luck ya kupata hiyo employment. So I think our system is rigged. That's why we are just trying to survive. But if we can have proper leadership in place, we shall go far.
Thanks so much. Mr. Irungu, yes. Same question, different style. There's a trend that is going around.
Yeah.
Sylvester has broken it down and in fact stated why it's happening. As a youth, as a visionary youth, do you think there is something that can be done to fix this?
Yeah.
What is that?
So it all starts with the leadership. My brother has talked about corruption, and good leadership will yield good results, will create opportunities for the youths, and the world today is dynamic. We are living in a digital era, and my friend as he has elaborated, Kenya saizi, for example, mwana youth wasihendu word, we are valued, or we are placed, or we are categorized as vulnerable. We are vulnerable group in Kenya, and yet we are the majority. Even here we are we are vulnerable, and yet we are the majority. So we are categorized as vulnerable. We are vulnerable to opportunities. We are vulnerable to chances. We are vulnerable to fair grounds for competition, and so on. And this, I think, can be shaped when we have proper leadership. Kuanzia chini kwenda upstream. That's why we are stepping in. We are stepping in as young leaders. Yeah, I represent my people. They elected me. I'm representing them well. And they have trust that this guy has a political will. He has a political will, and at least when we have good leadership in place, things will just fall, because issues of corruption as itakuwa. You don't need to bribe someone to get a job. You don't need to bribe someone for you to do so and so. Kitu ingine yenye naweza sema yenye inaweza ikatusaidia hiyo unemployment ni tendering. If the youths can be given priority when it comes to tendering, I think it can save, because youths are desperate out there. They lack something, they lack something to do. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Thanks so much. On my left,
Yes.
Mr. Jackson.
Yes.
I know you want to answer the same question, but I want to give you a different version of the same question.
Thank you.
Now, looking at the issue at hand about graduates coming out of colleges, universities, graduating with different maybe fields, but they end up doing some other jobs in different fields.
Yes.
In the run to fix this, as a visionary youth, maybe do you see if there are any policies in the government or in the labor laws that can be adjusted so that maybe it can make this thing profitable? If you are trained to do this, you just automatically end up doing that. Or what is that can be injected into the education system in the nation?
Thank you. The education system is robbed. Unapata sahi they are talking about TVET education, they are talking about universities, they are talking about all those. Na second word nikifanya statistics utapata kuwa kwa kila boma kuna at least mtu amefanya artisan certificate, diploma tukienda juu. So unapata the government should change its system whereby tukitoka shule they should give us the proper knowledge whereby ukitoka shule as a doctor or as an engineer, as a mwalimu, as a procurement officer, as a business whatever, uko na hiyo, you are armed to the job market direct. Isikuwe kwamba unakuja hapa hivi the county government of Trans Nzoia wanataka kuandika agriculture officers, wanakuambia they need 4 years experience, 5 years experience. I've been in campus 4 years, 5 years, 2 years, 1 year. Then I'm out, fresh graduate. Where have I gotten the 4 years experience? Where have I gotten? So I think there should be structures that govern those employment terms or terms and conditions zinazowekwa kwa hiyo employment forms. Kama ni agriculture related field, mimi nimefanya agriculture engineering ama entrepreneurship. Then nimegraduate. My teachers, my lecturers huko campus ama huko college, huko vocational, they were trained, they have the skills, they have transferred those skills to me, and as a graduate pia nimekuwa nikifanya research, so which means I'm even better than the trainer mwenye alikuwa ananifunza. Then the job market is telling me they need 4 years experience. Then unapata hata the county governments ama the national government, the internship opportunities are limited. No, as an intern you need to get trained on how you are going to handle things for field. So unapata the chance, there are limited opportunities to graduate millions of young people. Tunakuja nje intern wanaitisha mmoja wawili kwa company. So there should be structures that govern those employment terms. And if kama hizo ni ngumu kubadilisha, then the system of training, maybe the CBC will solve that. I don't know. Sijui, I'm not a CBC person, but I've been a trainer in TVET. We are doing well. Uko hivyo, like we do more of practical, because the employment industry requires practical knowledge, practical skills. So that's why we are emphasizing what we ended TVET to train hands-on. If you are a mechanic, ukikuja ground hapa hivi, mimi nimetrain kama mechanical engineer. Nikipita hapa soko, gari kigwamo anajua mimi ni mechanic. So inafaa automatically nivae overall, nilale chini ya gari, niangalie kama clutch iko na shida, brake iko na shida. So inafaa hiyo system ikuwe kwa ground. Kama ni kufunza mtu mechanics, let huyu mtu akue sawa. Building and construction akue sawa. So that we are ready for job market. Tukitoka nje, governor anatembea na advertise, inakuwa automatically mimi James Irungu hapa ni mwalimu, isikuwe tena ati sijui intern sijui nini. I think the system should change.
I like the way you put it as a youth. I just like the way you put it. And this leads us to the next subtopic, the issue of employment to the youths. Just to break it down or to start it off, you have just talked about the issue of kila kazi una apply unaambiwa how many years experience?
10 years,
5 years experience. Sasa for example, mimi nimefanya course kama tuseme ya maybe ya kuunda mbolea. But when I graduate, naanza kufanya course anaanza kufanya something not related to that. I do it for like 4 to 3 years. Nikingoja ni yaandikwe kazi. Wakati opportunity ya kazi inatokea, wananiuliza 5 years experience. So the experience I have is in the wrong field when I'm applying for my profession.
Exactly. Yeah.
So who is to be blamed in this case? Mr. Irungu.
So for this case, I think it is also good that when you pursued a course, you work in that field to gain enough experience. Even if you have to try something else, ensure at least you have some experience on what you have pursued. Now, when it reaches a point that that the requirements are there, you find so many youths are left out because maybe the work experience they require someone who has worked in similar field for about 4 years or so on. It becomes a challenge. It becomes a challenge, and that is what has motivated so many people to leave their fields and just do something else, like agriculture. People are doing agriculture, some are venturing into business, and so on. Yeah. So the system, I think, the government should also untighten those terms, that at least this experience, if someone has graduated, has gone for practice, if it is education, you're going for teaching practice, you've done what is called micro teaching. Kama ni watu wa engineering, wamefanya field, wameenda field, wamefanya attachment and so on, that gives you the knowledge on what simply you should be doing. So they should loosen that and make it just fair for everyone. That let it be on the basis of merit. The qualification. Does he have the qualifications? Yes. Do we need such a gender, so on? Instead of measuring or just being specific with the experience, yet some of these youth don't even get somewhere to practice what they have learned. Yeah, some fields like my brother has done here, mechanical engineering, anaweza tamak tena kutafuta tu mahali pa kujishikilia so that he can gain that experience. So the opportunities are limited, and let the government know that the opportunities are limited for even that experience. Yeah.
That's fine, but this reminds me of a story of a friend of mine who was looking for the same experience but in a different way. This young man alifanya driving. Then after 1 year he went somewhere for a job interview. Akaambiwa wanataka mtu mwenye experience ya 5 years. So the young man went home na akajishughulisha na shughuli zingine for the 5 years. Lakini aka make sure every year and renew the driving license. Every year and renew the driving license. So at the end of those 5 years, sasa wakiangalia driving license imekaa for 5 years.
Yeah.
That is 5 years experience. But it's only on pay. So are we the youths failing ourselves, or are we the problem to our problem, or are we the cause of the problem we have in the employment sector? So maybe before we come to the answer, I want to see if kuna comments zozote kwenye comment section, tupitie, na pia kama kuna maswali then tutakuwa tunaendelea. There is this man anaitwa Moffat Were, anasema mwamko mpya, thanks so much. Alafu kuna huyo anaitwa Wekeza Nicholas anasema good start, keep going bro code. Alafu kuna mwingine anaitwa Akofwa Chahare Alan anasema following live, thanks so much. Makezi pia anasema ako following, nasema thanks so much Makezi. Kuna huyu jamaa anaitwa Junior Ken anasema following, anasema kwamba the youth should be on the front line of bringing revolution in our society. The elders quoted, kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa wazee. They regularly mean that youthful outcomes should be beneficial to the elders, i.e. the outcome of being educated, being empowered, being visionary and so on. Sijaelewa, lakini mtatuelewesha. Peter AJ anasema following, anasema this is a good move for the youths in our society. Stevens Mondero anasema both of them are my classmates.
Steven Mondero is a military, is an officer, is an AP officer right now in Lamu. Soma Nena Manda Primary.
Nice. Thanks sana Steven Mondero. Anaendelea akisema kwamba let's support our youths at least to have a dynamic society. Thanks so much. Nakuwa naendelea pia kufuatilia his comments baadaye na kusoma. If you have any issues or a question, nakuwa nawaletea baadaye. So when we pick up from where we left, tukiendelea maybe wind up. When we pick up from where we left, talking about issues of family employment and matters about experience, we find that youths, we are trying to gamble with our life. Are we the cause of the problems we are facing?
Yes.
Or was it?
Thank you. I think hapo awali nilikuwa nimesema tufai kulia sana. We should not blame the system sana. Sisi pia tumefanya nini? Before tuanze kublame the system, tumefanya nini? Nini umefanya yenye inaweza kutoka kwa hiyo matope? Usikae tu kwa hivyo the government sijui MCA sijui governor. No. As an individual, lazima pia tujitume. Uli highlight hapa vizuri kwamba kijana amefanya driving, ameenda employment, amesema anataka experience ya 5 years, amekuja nyumbani anafanya ukulima ama anafanya vitu zingine, akienda ku renew license annual. Inafika hiyo time 5 years imefika, anaenda huko hivyo. So unapata huyo kijana pia amejiwest in some way whereby as much as you are doing other things, kuna hizi magari ziko unaweza fanya practice. Unatafuta opportunity yenye unaweza at least you keep your career or your life or active, you keep actualizing that thing so that ikuwe imestick. So ukienda huko hivyo akikuuliza kitu, hata wanaweza kuuliza tu njia, ama unaenda Nairobi anakuuliza Pioneer House iko wapi, hujui. So unapata hiyo pia ni challenge. So you end up failing the interview na umekaa hizo 5 years umekuwa wasted. So unakuja tena so as the youth hatufai kulia sana. We should come out. Let us come out as the youth. Let us show up to opportunities. Hakuna opportunity itakuja kunitafuta nyumbani. I need to show up to opportunities, tutafute kazi, tufanye alternative ways of surviving.
Yes, I also have something to add. I think the youth also are also failing because we have what you call personal progress in life. Yeah, personal progress. There is where you want to be, but there is something that you should be doing to get where you want to be. That is what creates the difference. And then it also comes in when it comes to choosing leaders. It also starts there. That is the drawing board. You make wrong choices, you will also suffer because opportunities, vitu kama opportunities nini, they will not be on your table. Yeah, so the drawing board is the leadership. Erecting good leadership will erect also opportunities for the youths. Yeah, thank you.
Another thing, maybe just to interrupt, to add. Unapata kwa society sisi tumefunzwa na wazazi wetu. These people have empowered us. They believe in us. No, when a parent anauza shamba, anauza ng'ombe, anakupeleka shule amekuamini. Anaamini, anajua the education is key to success. Then wewe kama kijana unatoka huko hivyo unakuja nyumbani tena unaanza kukaa tu hapo hivyo. Unaanza kunywa bangi, unafanya nini? As much as frustrations are there. But when it comes to leadership, sisi kama vijana, we understand the needs of the society. We understand the system of education that is rigged. We know it is rigged. So what we need to do, let us come up, let us have our own leaders, let us have leaders whom we can approach, let us have leaders who understand the importance of doing procurement and working in in maybe unaenda kufunza, umefanya medicine, wewe ni nurse, there is no opportunity unaanza kufanya ukulima nyumbani. You are wasting that brain, you are wasting a lot of resources. So when we have a leadership that understands the needs of the society, tutaenda mbali kabisa.
Thanks so much. You are bringing us to the end of that subtopic of youths and unemployment or employment. Now we are heading to the next subtopic about youth in leadership or youth with leadership. But before we cross that red line, my question is this. We have talked about the youths looking for opportunities. You have advised that the youth should show up for the opportunities. But as Mr. Irungu put it, that just going to school, going to college, going to high school or wherever is just opening up your brains. Yani to make you think critically and to be creative in a way that you can solve problems, you can solve issues amicably, preferred or maybe in relation to the society, environment, or maybe the economy. Now my question is this. Is there any way we or the youths themselves can create opportunities for themselves, or rather than just sitting and waiting, yearning at the government, yearning at those in leadership, can the youths do something on their own to create opportunities for themselves, or what? Or we just sit and blame leaders and blame others? Mr. Irungu?
Yes. So I think also youths have a task in creating this employment. For example, Robdawa, when you open a car wash here and you employ one of a youth or two to be running that car wash, you have created employment for other youths. So we also need to be creative in solving problems, as you have said. Maybe somewhere just within your locality, some services are not there. For example, cyber services are not there, and you have the skills. Yes, you can be doing that as you wait for your fruits to ripe. And also, we as youths, we are supposed to be on forefront. I've seen circles that have been started and established by youths, just contributing savings and credit circle. They contribute some amount, they reach a point, they start crediting themselves and others. So it becomes a big thing. It has happened elsewhere, and it can also happen with us. So we have also an opportunity to create that employment that we want. Yeah, because we are skilled and so on. Right now, here in Skendu, for example, a youth has a skill on something. Yeah, we don't just have youths who cannot do anything. Kama si mzuri kwa shamba, anaweza fanya kitu ingine elsewhere. So we also have an opportunity to create those employment that we want from the government also. Thank you.
Nataka kutofautiana na rafiki yangu kidogo. Amesema we need to create employment. For example, ufungue car wash.
Yeah.
Mimi nimetoka college tu, nimetoka hapa TTI. Nimesoma certificate in food and beverage. Na nimemaliza shule sasa, maybe my first year, nimekuja nje. Kufungua car wash, you require like say 100,000 or so. Ikue a standard car wash. You need a washing your machine, your pump ya kupamp maji, your spray, whatever. Hii capital utatoa wapi? Where will you get the capital? Now that you are a youth, you are vulnerable. You know, we are vulnerable because we don't have anything to start off. So like maybe you give us an alternative. You cannot just create employment with that capital.
Yeah.
How will I raise this capital before niunde your opportunity?
So just like I've said, if you have the ability, you can create employment. But for that case of a student who is just out of college, has no capital and so on, they can unite. At least they can start forming a group, contributing something, and having ideas in place will make that car wash to run.
This is what I can say on that.
Yeah.
I've done a certificate in food and beverage. Unajua hiyo certificate umeshapeniwa vizuri, unajua kupika nini. So as a youth, ukikuja nyumbani, there are functions zinakuanga around weddings, hizo vitu. Unaenda hapo hivyo, you talk to how wenye wako hapo kwa hiyo boma ama kwa hiyo event, the organizers of the event, kumwambia mimi ni youth, nimetrain kama mtu wa catering, niza offer hizo catering services but I don't have the tools. So they can provide. So with that utakuwa na raise your capital kidogo kidogo. Maybe as a team, maybe mko vijana 5, so mnafanya hizo shughuli pole pole, then unakuwa na raise capital. So unaona hiyo inakusaidia, unaweza with time unaweza nunua sufuria, unaweza nunua sahani na mnaonda koka. There are challenges that come along the way, but now we need to tukue na hiyo alternative. Number 2, kama wewe ni mechanic, umejifunza ufundi, unaweza kuja hapa hivi soko in form of learning. You come there kwa hizi magarage, you go volunteer, you are volunteering. Na huyu employer wako ataangalia huyu jamaa amevolunteer. Unaweza volunteer for, I have examples of friends who are volunteering for organization. Unaenda hapo hivyo kupeana free services. So ukienda hapo hivyo utakaa hapo hivyo for 1, 2, 3 months. Huyu jamaa pia ataona huyu jamaa hata hizi mikono anafaa osha na sabuni. You see? So with time unapata employment through that. So those are some of the mitigation measures vijana tunafaa tu. Let us give ourselves, tujipeane. Kama wewe ni mwalimu, there are so many schools around. You go there, you offer your service. Show that you can teach. Unajua unaweza kuwa umetrain wewe ni mwalimu but you cannot teach. Unafika huko mbele you are trembling, nini, you cannot deliver anything. So let us go up to an extent of offering free services to the community. So through that, we will employ another on a sense.
So maybe also to add on that, it requires what we call financial discipline. Even for you as an individual to set up that car wash, you must have started a process of saving. So I want to encourage our youth that no matter what little you're getting, you can save little by little, and at the end you can do something big. Nothing big starts big, starts small.
And for me to add up on that, basically I will not use my words, but I will basically generate the words from what you have said, that if you have trained in any course you have, any skills you have, it's not a must that you get trained. Sometimes unapata wale watu labda wajapata opportunity ya kwenda shule. We are living in a global village. Now we have some online classes. Kando na online classes, kuna people have I know a number of people who have broken world records courtesy of learning something from YouTube. The likes of Diego, they did that. So what I can say to the youths is a high time that you get to sharpen your skills. Whatever you graduated from school, you need to sharpen your skills and take yourself to the table of opportunities. If there are no tables of opportunities, try to create even a stool of opportunity to yourself and the people around you. Because maybe you don't have that might and power to get to the table of opportunity. But with the little knowledge and the skill you have is enough to empower you. And maybe talking about, you talked about corruption. That corruption has dealt a big blow to the employment sector. I'm told Nelson Mandela said something about this. Nelson Mandela, I'm told that he said that if you want to kill a nation, kill the education. Once you kill the education, maybe through corruption, like maybe someone has not qualified, but Jumina Joanna Nalek or what, the way we said corruption and what, you get someone is graduating. From there, we will have doctors who did not pass exams, but because corruption helped in one way or another, we shall end up having people dying in hospitals. Maybe we have people like what do we call them? These architects, how my engineers when unaunda makorogo and so what. You find kwamba labda someone used a wrong way up to get that one. So at the end of the day tunajenga makorofa zinaanguka and so many other fields. So at the end of the day unapata if we kill the education by allowing corruption, we kill the nation. Are we there?
Yes.
So briefly allow us maybe to go into the leadership, youths in the leadership as we wind up. Maybe starting with Mr. Irungu, just briefly define what is leadership.
Leadership, I think it is just being in a position of influence and to act fairly to your electorate or to the people who have placed you to that position. That is what we call leadership. Leadership is more of others than yourself. Leadership, you must be having those people that you're leading, and those people are very important, because if they are not there, basically you are not a leader. So the leadership is about electorates. If you value your electorates, if you value the people that have supported you, then you are a leader. That is the definition of a leader. Yeah.
I like the way you put it, but now when you go online, you'll find that we have so many dictionaries of the same word with so many meanings. So I'll not be asking you what's the meaning of leadership, but I'll ask you, as a youth, are there opportunities of youths in leadership?
Yes, there are so many opportunities of youth in leadership. Recently, the Deputy President of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua, said, as a youth, hakuna mtu atakuja kupewa uongozi kama umekaa huko hivyo. You have to show up. For example, I was elected to represent the interests of the youth pale health center yetu hapo Weoni. So unapata I came out and showed up hapo, nikapewa nafasi. Na kama umepewa nafasi ya uongozi, onyesha kwamba unaweza ongoza, unaweza fanya kitu. What will you utafanya nini? Umefanya nini kwa hiyo nafasi yenye umepewa? Ndio ita motivate community, you trust kwamba vijana pia wanaweza ongoza. For example, mimi kule penye nilikuwa elected, recently we had a governor alikuja pale Weoni. Na nilikuwa na issues zenye nilikuwa tumetengeneza present. One of the issues majorly about mambo ya madawa, hospitali iko na dawa za kutosha, na tunangependa kumrudishia pongezi. I gave him those grievances, na I think 2 of them were addressed. Dawa zililetwa, watu wetu wenye wako within second ward, at least they go there, wapate matibabu, wapewe madawa ni free. Hakuna mtu ataitishwa pesa hapo hivyo. Kama madaktari wataleta shida ama nini, tuenda huko hivyo tuulize. Mimi kama kiongozi lazima ni hakikishe hii madawa iko safe. Interest za vijana kwa hiyo facility ni mimi lazima nihakikishe kwa zimekuwa catered for. Kama kuna mambo yoyote ya maendeleo inaendelea hapo hivyo, vijana lazima tuhusike. Kama kuna mambo ya kuna hospitali for example iko na shamba, things there zinafanywa, mimi nilifanya juhudi tukaenda hapo hivyo. Kama kuna cleaning nini hospitali kuna pesa, so mimi naenda hapo hivyo na vijana wangu tunafanya kazi, tulifanya hapo hivyo. I think some activities tumefanya. So sisi kama vijana tujitokeze, tuonyeshe kama tunaweza ongoza, na tuweze ongoza kama hatujaungana. Let us unite, let us come together as youth. Uongozi ni kitu ya muhimu sana, na sisi kama vijana aswa, wazazi wetu tunajua shida za wazazi wetu, kina mama zetu, kina baba zetu, wakubwa brothers zetu, we know what they require, kwa sababu tumekaa na hao community. Kiongea mambo ya miundo msingi, barabara sijui zikafanyaje, those politics we should move out of those. Hiyo mambo ya kusema utaunda barabara, tumekuwa tunaambiwa kila wakati utaunda. Ndio ni mzuri kuunda barabara, but nimeunda barabara mzuri, natembea kwa hiyo barabara na njaa, niko na depression, hiyo barabara unapata hata inisaidii. But if we have a way where as youth tumekuja pamoja, tumechukua uongozi, tunakuwa na hizo empowerment programs. When a youth is empowered, ata empower vijana wengine. Na hapa Sehendu we are so many youth, over 2000 sai. Ukiingia kwa uongozi, we know our needs za community yetu. Bandu wefe balanyola, mambo ya maji tunajua. Kama maji inaundwa Imani, tunajua vijana wa Imani watafanya hiyo project, watapewa hiyo pesa. Hiyo pesa watatumia kufanya maendeleo at individual level na kwa community yao. So kama vijana we have to unite. Huwezi kuwa kiongozi ati wewe sasa ni kijana peke yako. No, viongozi wote wenye wako hapa waliwekwa na watu, si mtu, watu. So vijana we have a role in these decisions. By this time is a high time we go to the table. Kwa hiyo meza kubwa lazima sisi pia tukue hapo, we make decisions, sisi pia tukue hapo. Asante.
Kuna comments zimekuja hapo, lakini kabla tuendelee na comments, allow me just to ask one question on to Mr. Irungu.
Yeah.
My question is this: besides electoral or elected leadership, are there any other opportunities in leadership that youths can stand up for?
Yeah. The society also provides some structure of leadership. There is this leadership. For example, I'm a leader. I lead my people on matters to do with bursary. Like my friend has said, he's also a leader because he's doing some roles. Those roles are for youths. Na nataka niambie vijana wetu that those roles are for you. If you have ever been told that wewe ni kiongozi wa kesho, saizi wewe ndio huyo kiongozi. You are now that person. You are not now that person becoming a father. You are now becoming a mom and so on. We should stand up. And I want to applaud some people. Nimeona our friends wakisema they can buy 2027 and so on. That is the spirit we want. That shows that kuna political awakeness. There is political awakeness. People are waking up that it is supposed to be done this and this, and the youth also can take part in leadership and provide good leadership to our people. That is what we are after, and the opportunities are so many. Just let people open their eyes. Not a village. I've seen so few many people wamekuwa village elders at tender age, wamekuwa chiefs, wamekuwa sub chief. There are so many opportunities in our. There is committees. Kuna agriculture committee, environment committee. Those are opportunities for youth. So whenever youths get on these adverts that we require this and this, if you have the qualification, go for that and lead a way, pave a way for good leadership. Show that at least the youths can provide good leadership for our people. Yeah.
Mr. Jackson.
Yes.
I see you warming up. What's up? You want to add something before I bring a question?
Yeah, just to echo my friend, to emphasize there are so many opportunities of leadership zenye ziko kwa not just at a ward level, even national level. Uongozi iko kila pahali, so we just have to show up, tafuta hizo opportunities kama vijana.
Thanks so much. Acha tupitie comment section kidogo. Kuna Real King Hope anasema kwa vijana kuna unity, if not then nini kinafanya isiwe?
Thank you. Hiyo swali ni swali mzuri sana. Nini inafanya unity isiwe? I think one of the issues zenye nasumbua vijana maybe integrity issues. Integrity issues. Unapata vijana tuko na scandal mingi. Unapata kijana alipana sijui mimba wapi nini. So unapata watu wanamuassociate na vitu mbaya mbaya. So vijana pia tujiconduct in a manner that we shall be appealing. Tukue na maybe hiyo maadili mema. So that watu wakikuona wanajua wewe ni kijana mwenye uko na heshima. Huyu kijana akisimama pahali kama kiongozi, wanajua huyu kijana ako sawa. So tusikue tuna encourage hizo vitu. Number 2, kuna issue ya handout. Maybe in political leadership, handout ina affect vijana sana. Unapata vijana maybe wameamua we are going to front maybe mtu kama Brian Makesi akuwe MCA wetu. But wanaangalia huyu Brian Makesi ako na nini? Huyu Brian Makesi ana pesa, maybe nini. So unapata inakuwa challenge. So let us not be looking after the short term. Hizo vitu zenye ni short lived, yani vitu zenye za muda mfupi. Unapata umepewa maybe 1000, unapata na kunakuwa na challenge siku ya election, ndio the eve of election tunakuwa na hiyo challenge. Unapata viongozi wanatembea na pesa handout 500, huyu amenipea 500, haja kuplasa kumbele 500 yote. So a challenge huyo for vijana. So tusikue vijana wenye tuangalie the long term impact. Tukipea huyu kijana uongozi, huyu kijana atusaidia nini? What are his manifesto? So hiyo mambo ya handout is one of the issue. Integrity issues kwa vijana. Tuko na so many issues, hatuna maadili kwa community, wazazi wetu maybe wanatuona sisi ni wabaya, tunakunywa pombe, tunafanya nini. Hizo vitu to avoid. So that hiyo unity, when nikisimama pahali kama Sylvester anasema vijana tuungane, wakianza kuni-analyze. Because uki-expose yourself kwamba unataka uongozi, obviously lazima tu-analyze huyu Rob D anakaa aje, huyu Rob D ako na bibi nini. So let us also kama vijana tukuje tueleze, tuambie watu muhimu wa kuja pamoja. Tukikuwa pamoja, we go far.
Thanks. So kuna mwingine anaitwa Rian wa Mo anasema adui wa youth ni youths wenyewe. How can we go about this to avoid this personal interest amongst ourselves as youths, Mr. Irungu?
So just like in any other community, huwa kukosi watu ambao they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. You get an opportunity maybe to represent people, but you represent them in a wrong manner. They will end up judging you. Wale watu watakubeba tu kwa roho. If you're given an opportunity, na kuna huyu jamaa anaitwa Julius Malema usually says that it is very wrong for a man to be on top
and do nothing. And do
it is
nothing.
very wrong for a man to be on top and do nothing. So what brings these issues in your integrity, as he has said, you are given an opportunity, but you don't want to serve people honestly. You want to serve them with pride. Maybe you squander, you have your own arithmetics and so on, because in every society we have such kind of people. But I want to tell our youths that are watching that this is a journey that we are starting today. This is a journey that we are starting, and we need just to come together on the same table, tuweke mambo yetu chini, challenges zetu chini, tuone jinsi tunaweza kuziaddress, and then we have a candidate for 2027. And if there is none ready, mimi niko tayari kuwa MCA 2027. And I want to thank sana our area MCA Mheshimiwa Kutitila for moving for that other seat, and I feel that this one is vacant and it should be for us. Hii kiti inafaa ikuwe yetu sisi kama youths. That is what I can say. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Before Jackson, you put in something, you add on something. Naambiwa tuwache kisungu mingi. Anauliza what Mr. anaitwa Majon Mtua anauliza what plans do they have for us youths? Na sitaki kisungu, mimi ni bubu. So maybe tukianza na Sylvester, what plans do you have for the youths?
Plans tuko nazo, na plan yenye tuko nayo kubwa ni kuempower vijana. Kuempower vijana ni kupe kitu yenye itakusaidia upate chakula ya kesho kama uko huko peke yako. Si lazima ati nikuwa hapo kama Sylvester nimekuja huko hivyo imani na kuita na kupea 50 bob ama na kupea 100. Hapana, we don't want that. Nataka vijana nikikuwa huko hivyo tukikuja imani, kama kuna event vijana wa imani wenyewe wana facilitate hiyo event. Na uweze fanya hivyo kama hatujawa empower. Tuna empowerment programs mingi ambazo ziko kwa county even at national level. Tuko na hizi loans zenye county inapeana. Tuko na hizo trade loans, tuko na vitu mingi. Tuko na masacos wanatuambia tu form vijana. Mimi nda encourage. Tuko na vitu zinaitwa tenders. Uweze pata tender for watu. Wino kasubuhi na wachamu county na wanyole tender tawe. Uweze fanya hivyo. There are procedures. Sasa sisi kama vijana tunafaa tuambie, tuwape mafunzo vijana wenzetu wajue ukitaka kupata tenda unahitaji nini haswa yenye unataka. So vijana wenye wako kwa nafasi ya uongozi kama Brian Makesi and kina Dan Wax wenye wako karibu na viongozi, let them tell the youth wanataka nini. Kama unataka upate tenda unafaa ufanye nini. Kama ni kuwa na company, some of them maybe wako na companies but wajui waende wapi. Ukienda kwa huko kwa account wanakuambia maybe kuna hizo mambo ya corruption nini. So I'm urging the governor pia, as much as wanatuambia 5% ya vijana, hii 5% tukitaka kuipata is a lot of complications in the procurement offices. So unapata inakuwa challenge. So kama vijana tutakuwa na hiyo empowerment program ambayo ni open, kwa sababu nikienda imani vijana wa imani almost 80% na wajua. So kama kuna issue nawaambia nyinyi mpange hivi, kama mko na company, mimi kama kiongozi ni jukumu letu tuende tuhakikishe hiyo tende imefikia hao vijana, because as a leader they holding a position of influence. Uko na jukumu uende huko hivyo uambie hawa vijana wangu wa imani kuna project ya kujenga maybe maji huko, vijana hawa wapewe hii tender. You talk to the government, the procurement procedures, you ensure umecomply. Si fika huko hawana sijui certificate fulani, sijui hawana nini. Kama kiongozi lazima usaidie watu wako. Uweze kuwa kiongozi tena unaanza kufanya tender through proxy. Nyuma ya tent unafanya projects. Hapana, that is not what we want. Nataka vijana wafanye tenders, wapate pesa mingi, wajenge manyumba, wafanye nini. Pia tukuwe na pesa. Thank you.
Asante. Maybe this question wamekataza kizungu. Hili swali labda nielekeze kwa Mr. Irungu. Anauliza, anaitwa Real King Hope. Ameongea mambo mengi sana hapo. But the main point here is anauliza, je, it's like you umeplay which part so far kwa society, especially kwa the local village kama youth?
So hiyo I had answered early. Nilikuwa nimejibu hapo nyuma kidogo. Mimi nilikuwa na azimio ya kuwa kiongozi. Na when the county advertised for these positions ya committees, I also joined the race. Joined the race na nikashinda anonymously. So in the community level I've been serving, and also we've been sensitizing people kama committee hiyo that watu wa join hizi VTC. We have the Chalicha VTC and VTC. Hizo VTC they are fully funded by the county government. Na nataka kuambia vijana wetu ambao wako hapo nje, they don't have skills, just liaise with me. Mimi sasa nitafute namba yangu. Anaitwa minority leader, I'll give the number. Hizo VTC we want population. Nataka population kwa hizo VTC, people can go there, get skills and so on. So far nimeadmit wanafunzi 4, Chalicha VTC 2, nimeadmit mmoja hapa hivi Sehendu VTC, and we are hoping that with the time pia tutakuwa tunapata wengine because the chances are there, ni wanafunzi waende wasome tu. Thank you.
As we wind up because director ananiambia muda wetu unaendelea ukititimia. So Sylvester, you had something to add before we finalize?
Yeah, ameuliza swali mzuri kama vijana tumefanya nini kwa community. Ukikuja huko kwetu kwa maybe penye natoka kama vijana wangu tuko na tournament, hizo teams zenye wao wanakuwa nazo. Sijawahi hold any tournament but tuna support in one way or another so that they keep that talent active. Then kuna hizi kama venye nilikuwa elected kule kama kiongozi wao, lazima kuna opportunities zilitokea huko na niliwaita wenye siwezi ita wote at once, but kuna hiyo program yenye tuko nayo, kama kuna chance nachukua vijana fulani, kama leo nimechukua William Mkuyuni, next mmoja Chalicha hivyo. Then kama kiongozi pia nilikuja huko hivyo kwa hiyo facility, kuna program ambayo inakuja. There's this organization called Bindcare. Iko na plans za kuleta facilities kule hivyo Weonia. Specifically kuna moja itakuwa pale inaitwa model centers. Well, identify kwamba kuna a lot of issues to do with early pregnancy, drug and substance abuse na mostly affected areas Mkuyuni and Chalicha. So there are model centers ambazo zinajengwa. Wakati hiyo program itaanza, mimi kama youth nitakuwa hapo hivyo kuhakikisha vijana wenye wanafanya kazi, vijana wa Sehendu, si lazima kuwa Weonia but vijana wa Sehendu wote. Wazazi wetu pia wako na nafasi yenye watakuwa wanafanya. Si ati ni vijana sasa, ati vijana peke yao, no. We need to incorporate our senior people also wakuwe na nafasi yao venye wanapata. So sisi tuko hapo kufight interests za vijana zikuwe fronted. Wewe venye ameuza specifically youth, lazima tukue na nafasi yetu. Kama kuna kitu lazima tukue na share yetu. Kama kuna aina opportunity imetokea, tusikue na upendeleo. Vijana wa Sehendu, vijana wa Weonia, vijana wapi wote wakuwe na equal shares.
According to the 2019 population census, at least 60% of our population of the nation are youths. Then surprisingly, when you go across all parastatals, government, ministries and whatever, even the county government, the youths have been categorized as under the vulnerable members of the society, with the women and people living with disabilities. You as youths, ambitious youths, visionary youths, what is that one thing that you think you can or you are going to do to empower the youth to come out of this vulnerable corner? Or for how long are you going to stay in that corner? Start with Mr. Irungu.
Yeah, it is very sad. Honestly, it is very sad that the vulnerable groups in Kenya, we have the youths, we have the people living with a disability, and women. A man is that person who is not vulnerable. I don't know why the government sees a man as someone who is not vulnerable. And most of the youths have not been able to transition from being youths to man. I think a man, according to the government, is someone who can finance himself, have capital, they can do everything. And the youths, we are the majority. We are the decision makers. Sisi ndio tunachagua kiongozi. Sisi tukiamua ni mtu fulani, we rally behind him, it is him mwenye atakuwa kiongozi. And now the bigger question is, why can't we divert that effort itukujie sisi wenyewe? Why can't we bring it back to us? Tujifanyie sisi for the first time. We need to do this for our own interest. Interest ya youth. The first thing is the youth agenda. Wakati wa siasa, wanasiasa wanakujanga na agendas za youth nini. But the implementation part, they fail on it. So we need to have people. We need to have leaders who are youths. Sisi tu. And then we front our own agenda, the agenda for youth. We ensure that there is empowerment, there is job creation, and so on. You don't know the tune that we have. It is true that we have older people in offices. Yet the youths are promised the bigger share. In fact, we should be having the bigger share because we are the majority. And kitu moja ambaye najua about youths hawana ukabila. They don't know about tribe. Youth is just a youth. So we need to fight for our rights. We need to fight for these positions. And 2027, I'll be on the ballot. Nitakuwa on ballot. Let me just put it clear that I will be on the ballot, whether you like it or not. It is the hardest decision to make, but it is happening elsewhere. Na pia hapa kwetu it can also happen. Thank you.
Sylvester, add something before I ask you.
So my brother is coming here to do campaign. I don't know. We are here to shed light. We are not here to say, oh, so whoever so and so will be on the ballot.
Yeah.
So when we say James Irungu will be on the ballot, Sylvester will be on the ballot, Makesi will be on the ballot. Tutakuwa tunafanya division among the youth. It's a high time to...
But it's also good to be ambitious.
We are having ambitions. They are good ambitions.
If you want to tell these people you want to buy.
They are good ambitions, but you are not bringing the right forum. You need to go out there and tell them. You are not telling us here, you are telling them. Because as wetu huko hivyo maybe wengine hawajui mambo ya media. So mimi niko huko kwa ground naambia watu I'm going to be on the ballot. It's bad that you are telling them now. Sasa wacha tuone. Mimi huko najua Sylvester is going to be MCA 2027. So my input hapo kwa hiyo mambo ya vulnerability venye tutaiondoa. Sisi kama vijana tukikuja pamoja. Si kukuja hapa James anasema nitakuwa MCA. Hapana. Let us make it practical. Let us make it practical kwamba we are not vulnerable. Why? Showing up to the opportunities. Tusikae tu huko hivyo nyumbani tunajituma. So that even the county get advertise tenders specify hapo youth. Lakini ama wameka sijui category fulani zingine za kuanga open. So let us go for those open tenders also. Tusiogope. Tuende huko hivyo, we go for the open tenders. Kama kuna opportunity we go there. Unaweza fika huko hivyo unashinda wewe mtu interview. Si hata sasa mtu akiwa 10 years experience. Unaenda huko hivyo then you have the skills, the requisite skills you have them. So unaenda huko hivyo unashinda. So let us avoid hii kitu ya kusema sisi youth sijui tunataka hatuna pesa, sijui sana mwaka 6, sijui sana ndio sinata. Hizo vitu tunaenda kukomesha na viongozi waache kutufanyia madharau. Ati wao sijui nini hapana. Let us support our youth. Viongozi wenye wako leadership. I'm urging you to come and support us. Usione kama Sylvester hako nipigia sijui nini. We are in need of you. We are supporting the current leadership, so they should come and support us too.
Thanks so much. I see each of you is ambitious. Kila mtu miongoni mwenu wawili, kila mtu ako na ambitions za kuwa kiongozi. Kasi leo, kasi jana, maybe wakati mwingine. Lakini hili swali nauliza lakini ni swali la baraka. Sitaki unijibu, maybe mtasamaji atanijibu. As far as the youths, tunasema tunataka uongozi. Tunataka tuongoze. But you find kwamba majority of the youths are the majority. Even tukikuja kwa registered voters. But now, when it comes to voting, unapata out of 100% of registered youths, only 30% wana vote. The rest wamegive up, wanasema nimevote sijui 20 nimevote sijui mwaka gani nimevote, but no change. What are we going to do to change that mentality? Tutaenda uliza watu wako kwa mtaa. Tutaenda uliza watu wako kwa mtaa. As a close up. Okay, just add on that. Jibu alafu tuende kwa.
Okay, maybe on that the youths who wajitokezi kupiga kura ni kweli because they have been frustrated before. You support someone with promises but you end up being desperate. So what you are going to do is change that tune.
How now?
At least if you support one of your own honest people, you have honest people, and these people they can tell who is honest and who is lying. If you can be able to support someone who is honest to push the youth agenda in the county assembly, that will be the change of stories. Na hao vijana ambao wavote ni kwa sababu wajaonja utamu ya uongozi. They have not tested that. They have never tested that. And this is the time that you are going to test that. We are going to test the sweetness of supporting someone and electing someone into a position. Yeah.
Sylvester, in brief.
Okay.
Kisungu hapana.
Tunataka kizungu mingi, hata hiyo ni mzuri. Mzuri tukue na hiyo inclusivity. So youth in leadership, vijana wamekuwa frustrated kwa muda. Wamekuwa na hizo frustration, unapata like sisi hapa I think 2017 tuliunite vizuri tukapigia viongozi kura. Kuanzia kwa chini ya MCM mpaka huko juu. Na unapata hizo challenges zenye tulikuwa tunapitia zikakuwa mingi zaidi. So unapata hata unasema hata siwezi piga kura, but hapana, is a wake up call kwa vijana wote tukuje pamoja. Tukikuwa sisi viongozi, maybe unapata kiongozi mwenye ako in place hakujui. Ukipiga simu hawezi shika ama haya anakata ama ni tuma message inakuwa blue ticked. Siku hizi kuna hiyo ya disappearing messages. So unapata makesi yako kuongoza ameweka hapo hivyo disappearing message 24 hours. Sasa unapata akienda hapo hivyo maybe ana ignore hiyo message after 24 hours ina disappear. Hapo waki wanelo mtita. So unapata hiyo ni challenge. Huyu jamaa ana interest na wewe. So kama vijana pia tukuje tujitokeze to unite. Tukishachukua hii uongozi, mimi najua huyo Irungu wa kutoka huko Msharaki. Najua Janet ama Amos yako sijui wapi. Niko najua huyo Walter ako Mkuyuni, Noah ako Weonia, najua Austin, najua huyo Nuni, najua nani. We know tunajuana, majority of the youth tuna interact kwa parties, tuna interact Sasa hii kwanza kuna hapa Sekendu kuna hiyo vikundi za vijana zenye ziko kama kuna shida pahali tunakuja pamoja, tunachanga, tunajuana kwa hizo vikundi zetu. So unapata one of our own akiingia hapo hivyo, it becomes easy ku access hizo resources. Kuna opportunity hapo county. Siwezi uza. Tunajua kuna mtu pahali amefanya economics, kuna pahali amefanya agriculture. I know these people by name. Si ati nawajua tu by ati anatoka Sekendu, hapana. Hiyo mambo ya kuuza tenda zetu, kuuza kazi zetu, hizo vitu zote ziende. Alafu another thing is priorities. Unajua sisi vijana tuko na knowledge. Unapata county government ina advertise, maybe inaandika enforcement officers. Advertise January 2024. Then unapata hii kitu inakuwa implemented maybe December 2024. So unapata kuna downtime, kuna hapa time imekuwa wasted hapa katikati. Where is the problem? The members of the county assembly should have policies and timelines za kuemploy watu. So but tukiandika enforcement officer, kama advertise hii kazi maybe January ama wakati gani, by March tuko tumemalizana na hiyo story. Twende tuandike manassets, twende tuandike what procurement officers, so that tunakuwa na hiyo at least tuna cater for hizi vitu zote. Si kuandika enforcement officer within a year then tunangoja tena. So I'm urging viongozi wenye wako kwa uongozi, let us have policies that govern mambo venye nafaa ifanye. Tuko na timelines. Hiyo itasaidia vijana kupata kazi. Isikuwe tu mngoja kazi enforcement officer, nangoja sijui nini. That's my input.
Thanks so much. Hilo sitaki kuongelea kwa sababu wakati wa ujakuzi bado ukifika basi tutawaalika hapa tena wauze sera zao. Lakini sasa swali ni je, wakati tunazungumzia masuala ya wake up call, hapa mnazungumzia kwamba you are like in Kibukuzo wanasemanga hope accumulas. You are making a call to the people so that they wake up. And for you as youths, you are making a call to the youths to awaken to the task of leadership. In the recent few days ago, tumekuwa na pia new awakening in Western Kenya and parts of Trans Nzoia, inaitwa the Tawe movement. You as leaders or as ambitious youths who are ambitious to be leaders of tomorrow, I don't know when tomorrow will come, of tomorrow. Mr. Irungu,
Yes.
what do you talk about or what is your take kuhusu masuala ya Tawe movement?
I think it is biblical. When you read Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 15, the Bible says that among them a young man was born who is to replace a king. That means power is transient. Power inaisha, you become obsolete. Sio kupenda. Right now Uhuru is wherever he is, but he's not that political figure we used to know. Yes, he was influential, yes, but time happens for a reason, and you have just a season to do whatever you are doing. So we have a generation of new leaders coming in place. As my brother had said, the system is corrupt, the system is rigged, the system is wrong, and unless we fix in new blood, unless we inject new blood into the system, we shall keep on singing the same songs, tutaishi kuimba nyimbo ambazo tumeimba, and it is high time that we have new blood into the system, a blood that is not corrupt, people who have the will to serve people. That is what we are in for. Yeah, and just as it is, yeah, Wetangula is a speaker of the National Parliament, na governor Natembea is our governor, Trans Nzoia County, and he's doing things that we never used to see. That is so honest. He's doing things that we never used to see, and I've never been under Wetangula as a governor, but I don't know what he could have done as a governor, so I cannot compare them, but I know their roles are different and so on. Yeah, so but let these old leaders, your time is coming to an end. Now it is coming to an end more faster when you don't serve your people properly. Yeah, so let us, when you have an opportunity, serve people, and the same people will judge you when the right time comes. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Thanks so much. I'm so impressed. Kumbe tawa iko kwa Biblia. I'll find out. Jackson, what's your take as we wind up?
Thank you. Personally, when it comes to matters leadership, kila mtu ako na maono. Even in the Bible, the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3 kwa inasema, write down your vision and make it plain so that whoever may read atawashangaa aone, kumbe huyu jamaa pia anaweza. So viongozi wako na maono. Na I don't support violence, and I support leadership in place, whether it's National Assembly Speaker or whoever was elected duly by the electorate. I support. Kitu yenye I don't support is violence, kutumia vijana vibaya. I don't support. But like we as now the Mlembe Western people, Western region as a whole, we need to have wherever you have a vision, you maybe want to achieve something. Like we are looking for president, we are eyeing for president, that is maybe by 2020, not even 2032, 2027. Wacha mambo ya 2032. So yafaa tukue na hiyo mazungumzo baina ya viongozi, tuungane kama jamii ama kama region Western. Tukishaungana tutakuwa na hiyo heshima kwa wale watu wengine. Look at Nyanza. They are in opposition but they are getting maendeleo kwa sababu wako na umoja. So let us tuungane kama jamii, kama viongozi wa Western, whether you are elected in UDA or whatever, whether you are doing what. So kila mtu ako na maono na tusupport kiongozi mwenye ako na maono ya kuleta maendeleo kwa jamii. Mtu mwenye atatoka kwa umaskini, mtu mwenye atatoka kwa hiyo hali sijui ya kufanya nini, but it's where we are fighting for position. Maybe we want to be kingpin, maybe when kingpin utaki kutoka, that one should not be the conversation. Let us tukue tunaongelea mambo ya manufaa kwa jamii. Industries, ukiangalia Central Region, Rift Valley, industries iko stable. There was this case huko Kericho kwa mambo ya factory ya sugar. Yeah, ya tea factory. Mliona mpaka wakachoma huko hivyo kwa sababu walikuwa wanataka sijui mambo ya privatization na nini hivyo. So unapata Western tunakuwa na hizo changamoto. Companies zetu zinaanguka nini because maybe our leaders waja prioritize interests za community. Let us not have leaders who are selfish. Tukue na viongozi wenye wanataka kusaidia jamii. Hiyo ndio njia peke yake. However, many movements zitatokea. Tawe movement is there, tutakuwa na movement nyingine, tutakuwa na zingine. But now, if we don't have that mutual agreement kama community, hakuna penye tunaenda.
Your closing remarks, Mr. Irungu, as we wind up. 30 seconds.
The journey is long, but it has started at least. And we are eyeing for the youth unity in our second ward. Let the next MCA be a youth that you know. Issue na commercialize politics whereby you are bought to vote for someone, unalipwa. Let me tell you, once that someone has paid you that money, you will not see them for the next 5 years. We want people who are so common to us, people who will not disappear from us, people who will be around all time. Those are the type of leaders we want. You know, a leader is just an ordinary person who after becoming a leader, you change your ways. Want people who will not change their ways. Hatutaki watu ambao watabadilika. People who will stick to their promises. Watu ambao watafocus na youth agenda. Wazazi wetu hata wanataka kuona sisi tunaishi maisha mazuri. And when you empower the youth, you have also empowered the community. Yeah. So we intend to do that, to let a good leadership to our community, so that we can have a cohesive community. About the leaders, we need just to come together so that easy funds, whether they are national funds, the county funds, they can serve a purpose at least. So yeah, instead of maybe kuvurutana, I don't think we have the energy for that. Let us just work for our people. Let's work for our people, and by 2027 kazi ya mtu yenye itaonekana. Yeah, if a leader is in place and is working, 2027 don't be worried, you'll just be elected, because we are seeing, hata saizi mimi naona a leader who is working, leader who is not working, we are analyzing at individual level. So to our youth, let us unite, let us come together with a purpose, and this purpose this time is to take up this leadership and move on. And once we do that, the vacant position in Yamina hold, it will be for youth, and any other positions inakuwa focus yetu kubwa itakuwa ni empower youth in those positions. Thank you so much.
Thank you for keeping time. Indeed, you have maintained 30 seconds, and for that case I'm giving you 20 seconds to wind up.
Oh, thank you for the interview. It has been awesome. Imekuwa mzuri. Kwa vijana wenye umefuatilia, tunawashukuru pia, mmechukua muda wenu kutufuatilia. Na sisi kama timu ya Liverpool, kwa tunasema you can never walk alone. Huwezi tembea peke yako. So tafadhali tunaomba vijana wetu, wazazi, kila mtu mwenye ako second ward and youth at national level, let us come together tutembeze hii gurudumu pamoja. Najua there are so many challenges along the way. Wanaenda kututusi, hawana pesa, hawana nyumba, hizo vitu ziko, but let us take up the challenges. Let us take the challenges. Zikuwa ati sasa hizo zinatuua, hapana. Let us take them as opportunities za kutu empower, so that we keep fighting. Tukichukua uongozi whichever way, but let us have an impact. Tutakuwa na impact. We are not just going to be being we are the executive majority. Vijana watapewa wifi, watawafanyia nini? Unaona the needs za community, kama mabarabara, mtu analima barabara anawacha hapo hivyo atandazi, unapata matope sasa mvua iko. Those challenges we understand kama vijana, tutakuwa tunazi address. Tuko na enough manpower hapa sasa, tuko na skills zote sahi. So tukiingia kwa uongozi, we shall have enough of our resources mobilized and used within second ward. Yeah. So thank you Bwana Robdi for the interview. We are expecting more, and we are calling on the youths wenye wako na azimio ya kuwa kiongozi. Wewe kama unataka kuwa MCA Hendu, usiogope kusimama hadi juu. Sylvester amesimama, ama Irungu, kama Makesi. Let us kuja, we shall have a healthy competition. We shall be, in fact hiyo itakuwa opportunity mzuri ya wewe unaongea na watu wako, una enlighten. Huyo anaongea huku, huyo anaongea hivyo. So wakati ikifika, kiongozi atajitokeza na kupata mabadiliko. Asante and have a good night.
Okay, nashukuru sana. Maybe na nichukue fursa mbili. Hii ni fursa moja nyingine. Nasema shukrani sana kwa wote ambao wamekuwa wakitufuatilia kupitia mtandao wa Facebook na pia mtandao wa YouTube kupitia channel ya Rwanda TV News, na wote ambao wametuma mchango wao kupitia comment section kwa maswali, maoni au mapendekezo. Tunasema shukrani sana. Tuwezi kuwepo bila nyinyi, tunasema asante sana. Nyuma ya mitambo pia maelekezi ambayo amekuwa hapo hivyo, tunasema shukrani sana, na wale wengine wote ambao wamehakikisha kwamba matangazo haya yanakukujia mbashara live kutoka hapa Rwanda TV News. Niite Robdi Olela Robdawa. Nasema shukrani sana kwa wakati wao na kwa muda wako. This is the roadmap. Thanks sana kwa kuwa nasi.